Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from York Racecourse here on Wednesday, it's 17th of May, 2023. Gonna look at the stakes races here on day one of the May Festival from York, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. Remember to go check out my Lock-In preview Saturday and also my Preakness preview. But let's look at the stakes action, races 3 and 4. The third race at 3 o'clock, it's the Group 2 Duke of York Clipper Stakes. It's a Group 2 event for Class 1 horses going for a $174,000 purse race for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses going 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection, I'm going to get wacky with the 2-horse Anaf as a top selection. Let's go 217 in your TriCast trifecta. 217 TriCast trifecta, top selection 2-horse Anaf. 4-year-old colt by Mahar here. Mick Appleby trains. Tom Marquand gets him out. He's 30-1, but trading in the UK markets at 50-1 and higher, so that's quite good. And I think he has a logical chance. Most recently ran at Newcastle, 7th of April, 6 furlongs in a Class 2 conditions race, and he finished third by a half length. He was really with them early on, gaining. He had a decent turn of foot. He just missed late, but he ran his heart out that day. His speed figures could definitely win here today. I like the mid-pack poster. Can handle slight given the ground. I think he's sitting on a very good race. 2 back at Linkfield, the 4th of February, 6 furlongs in a listed stakes. He won by a neck that day, and basically almost on the front end. He quickened up nicely. It was a small margin of victory, but it was an all-around great race for him that day, stepping up in class. And then a Class 2 conditions race at Kempton, 6 furlongs, 19th of January. He won by 2 of 80 cents to the dollar. Everybody and their mother knew he was going to win that day. Off the, the 4-day refreshing, he basically stalked. He quickened up nicely and went away with a very clear victory. And then a couple days prior, 14th of January, at Linkfield, 6 furlongs in Class 2 handicap. He won by 1/4 lengths. He's had a little bit of a wide trip, had to get over to save some ground, and he got the job done. It wasn't the most impressive victories, but it was a good economy victory. Major improvement off the race before at Ascot. 5 furlongs in list 6 in October, where he finished 5th by 1/2 lengths. He completely weakened out of it. Quick turnaround from coming back from South Korea. He needed the race that day. And South Korea in the South Korean sprint over the 6 furlongs on the dirt, he finished 7th by 9/4 lengths. He was wide. It wasn't handling the kickback. It just wasn't the day to win. Off some decent form as of recently, stepping up in class, I'd give him a massive shot at 30-1. I think the 1-horse Highland Princess facing the boys is your second likeliest winner for Jason Hart. Most recently in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, she ran her heart out. She finished 4th by 3/4 length that day, and she was really gaining. Nothing bad about that race. Facing the boys in the Flying 5 at the Cur over the 5, the horse won by 3.5 lengths and basically under the drive excelled that day. Very good race. And then last year's Nunthorpe, she won by 2.5 lengths with a ginormous weight on her back here at York. She really ran her heart out. She won this race last year at an upset at 9-2. Off a decent form last year. Her only loss in the UK last season was that Platinum Jubilee. Other than that, she was pretty perfect during the main portion of the year. I like her a lot. 2-1. I'll use her in the quad pot that begins with this race. So to recap my selection for the 3 o'clock, the third race from York, it's the Group 2 Duke of York Clipper. The logistics stakes are not anymore, but the Duke of York Clipper Stakes going to take the 2-horse Enough. Give kudos to the 1-horse Highland Princess. Where are we? 217 TriCast trifecta. 2-1 in your quad pod. The feature 4th race, 3:35, a local Oaks prep race. It's the Group 3 Musidora Stakes. It's a Group 3 event for Class 1 horses going for a $156,000 purse race for 3-year-old fillies. 8 horses are going 2,000 meters or a mile and a quarter on the turf course. I love the number 5 horse here, Midnight Mile. I'm going to go 536 in your TriCast trifecta. 536 TriCast trifecta. Top selection of 5 horse, Midnight Mile. They're filled by No Nay Never. Richard Fahey trains. Ocean Or gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came stateside at Keeneland, 1 mile 4th of November in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies, and she finished 4th by 4 3/4 lengths that day. She had a very wide trip breaking from the 12 of 14 barrier. She said she got, towards the back pack most race. She was a little bit wide, but she was gaining late. Nothing bad about that race. Good poster here today. I think she wants to go a mile and a quarter. I think mile and a quarter is that sweet spot. Mile and a half might be just a little bit too long. Mile might be a little bit too short. A mile and a quarter today. She should get a good trip, and I think she could win. And like I said, the race in America wasn't bad at all. 2 back in the Group 3 Oh-So Sharp Stakes in Newmarket, 7 furlongs, 7th of October. She won by a head that day, and she was on the drive excelling. She quickened up. An all-around good race that day, stepping up in class. And then on debut in mid-July, Doncaster, firm ground, 6 furlongs in Class 4 Fillies Novice. She won by 3/4 length and basically won quite easily. Didn't get to the under of the horse, but still a very good race. Has definitely improved with every single race. Coming here today to a mile and a quarter, or the extended mile and a quarter, which she wants. I think she's a live horse. I think the 3-horse Infinite Cosmos for Richard Kingscote and Sir Michael Stout, your second likeliest winner. most recently in a Class 3 Fillies main race at Newmarket last week, or 2 weeks ago, on the 5th of May at Newmarket over the mile and a quarter. She won by 4 1/4 lengths and a 73 cents to the dollar. She really took a terrific race on the front end. She quickened up. The speed figured came back a little bit low that day, but she still really took off a good race. Stepping up in class to a mile and a quarter, again, facing these group horses, I think she has a strong chance of running another good race. On debut, she ran the 21st of October at Doncaster. Soft ground, 1 mile in a Class 5 mains Fillies race. She finished second by a nose. She stayed the trip. She just couldn't get there late. But again, she ran her heart out, just as good as the winner. Back here again at 3-2, I think she can definitely get the job done. And the 6-horse Novaki for Clifford Lee, most recently in the Bet 365 mile, she finished second by length. She just wanted a longer trip, but she ran her heart out there. And then the May Hill Stakes, Doncaster finishing second by 1 1/4 lengths. The winner, Polly Potty, just ran a terrific race that day, or Polly Pot ran a terrific race. But this horse, again, was, gaining. She's only won once. That was in debut in Doncaster, beating some decent horses home in July, but since then she's been facing tough horses, but keeping her heart out with them. At 7-1, I'll use her on the ticket. But to recap my selection for the feature, 335, the 4th race from York, it's the Group 3 Musidora. I'm gonna take the 5-horse Midnight Miles to top selection. 5-3-6 Tri-Cash Trifecta. We'll use them all in the quad pod. It's a very wide open Musidora this year. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.